Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. Now, this is a testimony, of somebody that I knew since I was like 14, 15. He's 2 years younger than me. So he was around 13 when we first ran into each other and became friends. But this man never grew up mentally. He was into the streets, hardcore, until the streets took him. Then there was another guy that I met when I was probably in my late teens, 19, probably earlier than that. He was much younger than me. So I knew of him. I seen him around in the neighborhood, but I saw him going in the wrong direction. Shit, hell, I was going in the wrong direction. I was doing things that was, wicked as hell, man. Hustling, being a nigga. But you grow out of that. Especially the most I have, a plan for you. If you predestined to be saved. Abba Watazah, I'm predestined to be saved. But now, going back to this cat that I'm telling you about, it's two cats I'm talking about. One got deleted, and the other one is doing life in prison. Because they was niggas. So now, the dude that I'm talking about that got deleted, I ain't gonna mention his name, it's not important. I was riding through a neighborhood that I used to frequent when, my old neighborhood. To be truthful, we ain't gotta put no locations out there, but I ran into him. And here it is, nigga, it's raining profusively. It's coming down hard. Raining cats and dogs, or pimps and hoes, whatever you want to say. It's raining hard, man. This dude out there. So I'm like, yo, what the? And I see him. I get out my car to run into the store to get some beers for my woman. Cause she wanted some Coors Light. That's her little drink. She like to drink Coors Lights. So I'm getting a little 10-pack. And I see this nigga out there. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Long time no see. How you doing, man? But I'm not really trying to hear his conversation because because it's raining. I'm trying to get him out of my car, into the store, back in my car, and go. And have my woman with me. She was in the passenger seat. So I wasn't trying to entertain this nigga. But he out there, I could tell he was hustling. Nigga, you 50 years old. And you out there hustling. Salaki for the rant. But I gotta bring this up because this is a cautionary tale of how niggas get themselves unalive, man. How the hell are you 50 years old and you out there hustling like a nigga? Now I'ma say this. I'm doing a show now. Now all of a sudden my landlord wanna snow blow. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but I can hear it. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. This dude out there hustling. I see him, I'm like, damn. Nigga, if you ain't get fucking rich selling drugs and hustling all these years, you ain't gonna get rich off that, man. It's gonna lead you into jail or unalived. In this case, this nigga got unalived. They found him in a park. I'm gonna name the park, Katona Park. They found him in Katona Park with a bullet hole in the back of his head, man. Shot executioner style. Somebody deleted him when he was walking away. And there's an old saying in the streets, there's nothing like the back of a man's head. He didn't even see it coming. This is the book of Job, chapter 20. No, slack chapter 20, chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. That nigga wasn't innocent. That nigga had demons on him. Here it is. You never held a job in your life, in and out of prison. Now you out there, and you probably was hustling for a YN, and you 50 years old. When you gonna grow up mentally? Apparently he didn't. The Most High got tired of his shit, and he was whacked out in Katona Park with a bullet in the back of his head, the size of a goddamn quarter. So I can imagine what kind of weapon they used to off this dude, man. Now you in the spirit world in your right state of mind, but it took you to get whacked out to be in your right state of mind. Show you the mind state of our people, man. This is back in Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, that nigga wasn't innocent. Or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity, sin upon sin. You plow iniquity, sin upon sin, out there selling drugs, committing adultery, doing nigga shit. Doing nigga shit. Out there plowing iniquity. It says, even as I have seen, Job chapter 4, verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Whatever you sow in life, you're going to reap it. You understand? If you're dealing in the vice, you're going to pay the price by either going to prison or somebody going to whack your ass out. And that's what happened to this dude. I ain't going to mention no names, but I've known him since I was 14. 14 or 15. It doesn't even matter. Because he's in the spirit world in his right state of mind, knowing why he got whacked out by the Most High, Yahweh. Why Yahweh shot? Because he wasn't right in the spirit. So it was, and he wasn't innocent. Like I'm reading right here. And it says, Job chapter 4, verse 9. By the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The Lord got tired of your shit and put your ass to death, man. Put your ass to death because you wasn't right, man. You wasn't right, man. You wasn't right. Excuse me real quick. I'll be right back. Salaki for that. Salaki for that. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Most High did you dirty, man. The Most High underlives you. He got tired of your wicked ways, man. Committing adultery, gang banging, in and out of jail. Since I can remember. Hey, man. Sometimes you gotta grow up, man. Put away the childish things, man. And become a man. Not only physically, but mentally, man. He was a man physically. He's 50 years old. But he had the mentality of a little boy. And that's why he's in the morgue with a goddamn tag on his toe, waiting to be embalmed like a goddamn mummy. The Most High whacks you out, man. It says, I'm gonna read it again so it can sink in. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord whacked you out, man. There's no other way around that, man. You can't get around what the Lord did to you, man. The Lord whacked you out, man. More proof that the Lord did that to you, man. That it wasn't Satan or no freak accident. The Lord got tired of your shit, your gang banging activities, warning after warning. And then another thing I failed to mention, he mentioned to me that, yo, one day I was passing by in an Uber and I saw you on 34th Street in the cold with a Bible in your hand with a dress on. And I started laughing. I took a picture of you. I was like, what? You serious, bro? In my mind, I'm saying, I said, what? I said, when was this? He said, yo, bro, I saw you on, because we not on 34th Street no more. So it was a while back that he saw me. So you mean to tell me you didn't know that those were the Hebrew Israelites? And you a Hebrew Israelite yourself? So we haven't been on 34th Street in a minute. So that means you knew about us. You knew me. You knew what I was involved with. And you know about the Hebrew Israelite, but you make mockery of it. You say you recorded me and put me on your Facebook. I don't got Facebook, so I don't know. But is that the first time somebody, made mockery of the Hebrew Israelites? They always do it. And it's mainly Jake, our own people. And that's why the Most High whacked your ass out, you dumb nigga. Now you in your right state of mind. This is back in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. There's no God with Yahweh. All the other gods of the nations are false deities, man. They not gods, man. They idols. The true living power is Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah. It says, see now that I, even I am he, there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. The Most High killed your ass, man. He whacked you out. And the Most High gives life. I make alive. I wound and I heal. If the Most High wants you wounded, you get shot and you survive, the Most High wounded you and healed you. It says, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Once the Most High got you in his crosshairs, once the Lord got you, once you get on the Lord's bad side, and he sanctions your death, who's going to deliver you out of the Lord's hand? Nobody. It says, for I lift my hand to heaven, and I say, I live forever. The Lord lives forever. He says, if I wet, that word wet, W-H-E-T, means sharpen, my glittering sword, and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. You see, this dude had a disdain for the Hebrew Israelites. Why? I don't know. Because he had demons on him. He was a nigga from the streets, in and out of jail, but that's why he's whacked out right now with a tag on his toe in the New York City's medical examiner's office, waiting to be embalmed. Do I feel sorry for that nigga? Hell no, man. Am I saying that he deserved it? Hey, once you start mocking the Hebrew Israelites, mocking your heritage, mocking who you truly are, but you blinded to it, hey, you get what you deserve, man. You did it in the vice, you pay the price, nigga. The Most High whacked you, and I'm showing you that the Lord did that to you, man. The Lord put the spirit, a spirit of vengeance pursuant to, the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28, spirit of vengeance. There'll be spirits created for vengeance. Roughly paraphrasing it. The Most High put the spirit of vengeance on some soul that's going to be judged for killing you. But the Lord put the spirit on him to whack your ass out, man. The Lord put the spirit on him to do you dirty. Now you in the New York City's medical examiner's office waiting to be embalmed. Cause you was nothing but a dumb ass nigga sagging your pants at the age of 50. When I saw this nigga, man, I'm like, yo, look at this nigga, man. And I ain't the first nigga I saw like that, man. That's old, gray hairs. They call them OGs. But you selling drugs for a YN, a young nigga. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up, man. This is, let me see. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Because what's going on in Minnesota, that shit gonna take place throughout the four corners of America. Martial law. What is it? The book of Sirach chapter, no, the book of, not the book of Sirach, Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 68, verse chapter 16, verse 68 on down, when it goes into Esau being like a madman, sparing none, but destroying, but still spoiling, destroying those that fear the Lord, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 68 on down to 70, 72, spoiling those that fear the Lord. The 2/3 fear the Lord. They got a zeal. They don't fear the Lord they fear the Lord according to men. And they don't really fear the Lord because they don't know the Lord. If they know the Lord, they know the Lord kills and maketh alive, man. But they kind of like worship the Lord through the precepts of men. And that's why they're getting taken down in a large number, man. And what's going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota is going to take place over here in New York City, over and throughout the four corners of America. They can be like madmen, sparing nobody, but destroying and spoiling those that fear the Lord, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. And this is another scripture that I'm going to bring out. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. That cruel Lord Donald Trump have ICE, which is an acronym for what is it? Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And what they doing is they out there locking up American citizens, committing all kind of atrocities. So it's only going to increase, man. 2026, right? This is January 31st, 2026, and all hell is breaking loose out there, man. And it's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse. Things are not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And starting from the apostle to Hall on down, we've been warning you, man, that Esau has been sharpening that sword. The Most High put the spirit on Esau to sharpen that sword. He has been given the blessing of the sword, man. And he's going to use it. Psalm 17, verse 13. King David, a psalm of King David. Deliver me from the wicked, Malachi 4:1. Telling you who's the wicked, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's running the world right now? Esau or Edom, the so-called white man. See, and the Most High allowed him to sharpen that sword. And it reads, it says, back in Ezekiel chapter 21, verse, I'm going to start at 9 again. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharper to make a sore slaughter. What's happening is a beginning of Jacob's trouble. We're in Jacob's trouble right now, but it's the beginning stages of it. Soon we're going to be knee deep into it. There's going to be much death, much pain, much sorrows. Sorrows are coming. Death and pain and destruction is coming. It says, it is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? We're not in a time of partying and bullshitting. Right now, we approaching this pagan festival, which is going into Valentine's Day. We're not in a time of making mirth, man. We're in a time of war. We're in a time of prophecy. We're in a time of death and destruction. But yet 2/3 of you niggas thinking we in a time of mirth. And you're going to find out the hard way. It says, it is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished. Who's he? Yahweh has given it to who? We're going to find out in a second. And he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. Who's going to handle this sword? This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give into the hands of the slayer. Who was the slayer? Esau Edom. He was given the blessing of the sword. Going back to Genesis. Cry and howl, son of man, for it hath been given, select it, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by the reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh. Shit is got to get real out here, man. Shit's about to get extremely real out here. And you people have not a clue of what's coming down the pipe because the Most High has blinded you. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 on down to 12, man. You have been blinded by, there's an angel out there blinding you niggas out there that the Most High consider you undesirables. You're going to pay with your life. Because you didn't take heed to the prophets. We out there warning you from the apostle to her on down. You've been warned. Now, death and destruction is coming. This is Psalm chapter 68, verse 20. He that is our power is the God of salvation, and unto Yahweh the Lord belongeth the issues from death. Now, that nigga that got whacked out, another nigga that I somewhat grew up with, I've known he's much younger than me, but I've known him for years. In 2004 or 2005, I think it was 2000, it could have been 2003 or 2004. They tried to rob a billard, but him and three other people, 4 altogether. And it was a billard where police hang out at. And he got, there was like, from what I heard from one of the niggas that was there, that snitched on everybody, they was behind a van getting ready to run up in there, and was a police captain pulling up to go play some pool, whatever he's going to do, drink, and he approached him. He ran up behind the dude and shot him in his ribs. The dude survived, able to identify, because they didn't get a chance to put their mask on or nothing yet. They was looking for people in Brooklyn. But this dude, I ain't gonna mention his name because it's not important. He was out 3 o'clock in the morning on a porch talking shit in the courtyard, and people in their houses listening to it, and that $10,000 reward came up, and what do you think somebody gonna do? It could have been his own moms that turned him in. But once he got turned in, locked up, he snitched on all 4 of them. All 4 of them got life sentences. Fucked up. That was his judgment. Death is better than being locked up, man. For 45 years to life, you ain't never coming home. Being around a bunch of different personalities, a bunch of demons. Death is better than being in bondage like that, man. Hell, we Luke chapter 3, verse 8. We are yet this day in our captivity, but goddamn, that's being in captivity for real, man. He wrote me previously, and he's in SHU, which is Special Housing Unit. He's locked down 23 hours a day because he got in his mind that he's never coming home, so he's always getting into problems. But that was a little small testimony. I wanted to bring out a few scriptures. It doesn't pay to deal in the vice, to be in the streets. Because only 2 things are going to happen. You're going to wind, or 3 things. You're going to wind up getting whacked out with a tag on your toe in a cemetery, life in prison, or you're going to get gravely wounded and have to deal with that for the rest of your life. A cautionary tale, man. And I found out this dude got whacked out through another friend of mine that we occasionally, chat with each other. I got his number, but I don't hang out with him. He called me and told me what happened. Asked me why I'm going to the funeral. Hell no, I ain't going to that nigga's funeral, man. Fuck him. Hey man, I don't mean to be cruel, but I ain't going to that nigga's funeral. He died the death of the wicked, because he was wicked. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bakakwadash, and double honors once again to the apostles and the bishops and elders of Great Millstone. And with that, Shalom.